Test, and we continue working with our things, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm here, and I want to continue studying my out of position when I open up on the UTG. So let's jump right into it. You already know like all the process. So I want to take a look at this board here that we have, and then we'll take a look at this very difficult board there, 7 King 7. But before all that, to be honest, what I was really interested in is to study this 7-4-6 one more time. Why? Why? I thought, what if I do the second video about this board, but this time we're going to fully defend according to the solver that like gave us information, right? I think it's really useful to play in several ways with such hands and understand better the board. So depending on the situation, we can either attack the enemy or we can defend. Okay, so I will just type in here my range, opening range here. Okay, let's actually do the warm-up and do this ourselves. 35% of ace 10 offsuit and 6 plus king queen. I don't open these guys, they are kind of weak here, don't like to open them. If the board is super passive, I might start opening 25% of some of these kings. Okay, let's see, ace 3 plus, these guys. Okay, king 10, jack 10, okay, jack 9. 50% of queen 9 suited, ace 2 suited, 9 ace suited. So we can go for 25%, can go for 50% because they're really good connectors here. Okay, like this. We don't touch this 4-5 suited. Okay, 25% of 5-5 and 15% of 4-3-2, which makes approximately one combination. Okay, good. So this is the amount of hands that we have here. Maybe I'll tweak a little bit more, add up just one combination here. So it would have a nice number, 199.4. Okay, I think we are more or less fine with this. Good. Okay, so and the board, as you remember, was 7 of clubs, 4, 6 of spades. 7 of clubs. Okay, 7 of clubs, 6, 4 of spades, right? This one, is this correct? This is correct. Okay, good. Okay, good. Now, look here. We have this one. I always imagine that I play kind of versus button call here. Okay, so button calls us. He calls with many things. We're not going to study buttons call at the moment, right? Because that's not the purpose of our class today, right? Of our video, I would say. Not in my video blog, at least today. Yeah, but like you can imagine what the guy calls with. Some very wide guys call with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? They start a little bit raising 10s. They can even raise 9s and 8s sometimes, right? But not versus UTG, to be honest, right? So they start raising some of these 10s, but still they can call jacks, queens, 10s, right? Not everyone raises their queens even, okay? So they will raise these guys here, right? So they will be calling with a lot of suited hands like these, right? Even like these, they can call, yeah. Okay, they will call with some of these broadways, will mix in some bluff raises there. They will call with a lot of suited hands. So something like this is going to be their calling range, right? Even like these ace jack, they can adapt to their calling range. Some of these they can call 8, 7s, 8, 6 are not that playable, to be honest. I don't like to call with them that much. I think this is my kind of very big mistake that I overcall with them. Okay, but anyway, you got the idea what the guy is going to call with, right? So he has a lot of these cards in his hands, okay? So I always just imagine that I play versus the button call, and it really helps me to kind of understand better the game. So, and in the solver, I typed in as well that I play on UTG versus the button, and I'm on this board. So the solver suggests that we're going to defend here, that we are going to check raise 15% of our range, that we're going to call, as far as I remember, 38%, but let me double check this, okay? Yeah, so take a look at this one. I opened up right where I left yesterday. As you can see, I use very often this one, GTO Wizard, highly recommend, very intuitive. I'm just not, I don't agree that much with their 3 bets overall, but like overall this is a solid foundation site that gives you basics, and you can study a lot there and kind of use their solver. They have a free solution once per day, right? So you can every day you can study one particular hand. I think these guys are super cool. Okay, good. So as you can see, guys, we're going to fold 46.5%. We're going to call 38%. We're going to raise approximately 15%. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to look at this moment at all these numbers. I will close this and I will just imagine, okay, 38% we're going to call. And I will even take out my note here, notepad. Okay, so let's do this. You know, why not? Why not like free up some memory in our mind? Okay, 38% we're going to call, and 15% they suggest to check raise, and the rest they suggest to fold, which makes approximately, let's see, how much are we supposed to fold? Approximately 47%, right? Let me see. Okay, we have 50 here. Yeah, 47, 48% were supposed to fold. Let's double check. Yeah, 46.5. Okay, not a big deal. So around that number. Okay, so I want to keep this in mind, and I'm going to work around this. Okay, so let's see, what are we going to call? What are we going to fold? What are we going to raise? I want to think myself first, okay, and then I'm going to maybe double check with the solver. I think this is kind of good practice overall. I know, and to play on this board, especially those who really understand this GTO. The thing is, like, why I decided to do this, because you see, when you play poker, people are super different. They have different knowledge about poker. Some, they don't care at all, they don't study at all, and if you want to be better than them, you have to play and you have to adapt accordingly, right? And you have to keep it in mind that the person doesn't know any theory, right? But if the person does know theory and they are going to bet into you with the right hands, right, and then you possibly versus them, you want to check more versus them and go into the defense, right, into full defense. Okay, now let's see, what are we going to call here? Okay, out of all these hands, all right, so let me take out my calculator. Where's my calculator? Not here. Where is it? My friendly friend calculator. Let me take it out. Okay, good. I just want to count, like, from all these combinations, in terms of combinations, how much does it make? Okay, that I'm going to check call here and fold and check raise. Okay, so first let's see the number of my check raises. So far I have 188.95 combinations. 0.95 combinations, multiply 15%, 0.15. Okay, so this is the number of combinations that I'm going to check raise. So let's take a look at these combinations. And as you remember, I think the rules should be absolutely the same, you know. For one very strong check raise, you are supposed to have 2 bluff raises. Okay, so let's start working around this. Okay, I'm going to check raise my 6s, my 7s, my 4s, my 6, 7. Okay, I think they are very solid check raises. A7 can be a very solid check raise. Okay, so already 10 combinations. Okay, this is good. And around that, we can build some of our bluff check raises, right? So what is going to be my bluff check raise here? I will use this dark purple color for the bluff check raise. Usually maybe just purple, okay? Pink, I mean, it is better to see with pink. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to bluff check raise my ace-3, ace-2. Okay, I think they are really good to bluff check raise, right? What else? I think maybe these, the solver was saying that these combinations with 9s of clubs are really good to bluff check raise as well, right? Okay, so good. Bluff check raise is only 6. We need to have more. I think maybe these aces are good to bluff check raise, right? So I will put them up here. Okay, so far we have already 16 combinations and 26 in total. So just a couple of more combinations and we are kind of good. I think we can maybe check raise my ace 5, all of them. I think they are really good to bluff check raise. Okay, good. Okay, approximately I have 30 combinations here, 28 needed here. I'm fine with that. Okay, now let's see my calls. What am I supposed to call with? Okay, actually maybe these 5s are really good bluff check raises as well. Some of them at least. Okay, I will double check this with the solver. Let's see how it goes. Maybe check calling is fine as well. And we don't risk that much with check calling these 5s. Maybe we need to bluff check raise with them. Yeah, I think these actually are really good. Actually, yeah, why not? Let's put them into our check raising range. You know why? Because we have a very small amount of these hands here, right? And I think so far they perform much better in check raising range than in check calling. Because like what to do on the turn? Are we going to donk bet on the turn? Possibly, right? So like what are we going to do? Okay, now let's determine our check calling range. They say that we have to check call 38% of our checking range. So as you remember, our checking range was here, 188.95. 95 multiply 0.38 and it makes around 71.8 combinations. So let's see what are we going to check call here. Well, first of all, what comes to my mind? We're going to check call all our higher clubs, right? Flushes, draw flushes. Okay, so I will put them here like this. Okay, next we're going to check call, of course, all our 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, queens, kings, aces. Right. What else are we going to check call? Already 52, so you see we need a little bit more. Let's see, all of these 4s, all these 6s, right? These 8s are actually, I think, a good bluff. Good check call as well. That's very interesting what to do with these guys. I would put them into the check raising range, some of them at least. Okay, let's put them into my check calling range at the moment. Okay, actually we're fine, 62, right? What about this king, queen, offsuit? I think we can check call with the spades, right? Or we should check raise. I don't want quite to check raise with the spades, but check calling with the spades looks reasonable and sounds reasonable. We can catch a queen, we can catch a king, which will be stronger and can stand for turn bet, one more barrel on the turn, right? One more barrel, and at the same time we can catch a draw flush, so I think they're pretty good here to stand. 8-7, yeah, we can call 8-7. What about these guys? I think we can call with them too. This is going to be our top straight, right, versus opponent's low straight. It might work very well. Okay, look here, so the number is really good and really close to reality. I think this is really good. And the rest we can just drop. As far as I remember in the solver, they added up also as our check calls these two guys with clubs. Yeah, so I'll just do like this. Yeah, these two guys with clubs. Okay, good. So far we have this picture here. With this picture in mind, let's go and double check with the solvers and see how it all works now. Okay, so I will pull up. I will put these two programs side to side and let's see what they suggest here. Okay, let's see. So look, they suggest actually to check raise aces, kings and queens because they're kind of vulnerable, right? So around 40% of aces, kings and queens, 50-40%, right? They're going to check raise here. Yeah, 50%. 50% aces and kings and approximately 40% of my queens, right? Yeah, that's interesting to know that. What else do they suggest to check raise here? Oh, look. Yeah, so ace 9 check raises, king 9 check raises, queen 9, jack 9, they tend to call more. This is very interesting. So they like to stay calm here, to stay put, to stay simple here. All right, actually I didn't mention that. Actually I didn't mark it that all of my 10 nines, they want to check call more, right? Because we can catch higher straight here. Okay, first I'll put them all into my check calling range, and I will reverse into the check raising range the spades one, like this, right? Check raising range. Okay, good. Now look here, this is very interesting to find this check 9, queen 9, they want to check call here, right? They are not super strong to check raise, looks like that. They don't improve immediately if it is not flush. Yeah, okay, let's see. That's very interesting to know that, you see, they don't want to be dominated by higher flushes if there are flushes that strike on the board. Okay, good. Then I will do this. I will call them. Okay, like this. But these guys, yes, you see, they do check raise. That's very interesting to find out. And we check raise as well some of our aces, 50%. So I will put here 50%, guys. 50%. 50% aces. Okay, let's cut them. 50% kings and 40% approximately queens. Very interesting to find this out. Okay, so I'll put 60% for check call. Actually, what kind of queens do they want to raise? Let's see. You see, queens with spades, they prefer to raise more. And here, kings with spades, right? And what else? And aces with spades, but with the mixture of some other aces. But spades they prefer to raise. You see, this is interesting to know. So maybe we can keep it in mind, right? Just keep it in mind, guys. Okay. So queens 40% are going to raise. Okay, good. Not bluff raise. This is our value raise, right? Not bluff raise, I would say. Okay, value raise. Okay, like these guys. Good. Let's see what's up with this king queen. King queen, king queen. Oh, they prefer to check raise. Look at that. And with only kings. Okay. So this is very interesting to know that, to find that. So I will put away my calling range with these guys. So kings, especially kings of spades, they prefer to check raise. Interesting to find this out. Okay, so let's pull it up. And actually, look, not all of them. They prefer to fold as well, a significant amount of them. So 50% is going to raise and 50% is going to just fold. And the rest of king, queens are going to fold as well. Okay, this is very interesting to find out. Okay, so I will put it into my bluff check raise in range. Okay, very small amount as you can see. Ace king with look, this one prefers to check call more. That's interesting to find out as well. So check call, this is going to be our check call in range. Something doesn't work, we need to put it 100%, right? Okay, ace queen, the same. It's going to be check calling more, raising sometimes with aces of spades, right? Okay, ace jack prefers to raise more, as you can see, in order to destabilize the opponent's kings and queens, I suppose, right? Ace 10 prefers to raise sometimes as well with aces. Wow, look at that. Okay, so these guys, they prefer to raise, and actually we did put them into our raising range, so we're good here. Okay, so we investigated these guys. Let's see, ace 9, king 9, they like to raise. These guys can sometimes raise, but overall, as you can see, they can just check call. So I will just simplify with them and I will check call all of them in order not to have a mess in my head. Okay, here, look, so eights, they call significantly, except for ace 8 of spades. Strongest one, right? Okay, ace 7, ace 5. So, okay, all the spades they really like to raise. Very rarely we can add up some of, look, you see ace 5 of clubs can raise as well. And here it plays, you see, they play here some king 8, king 7, king 6, king 5. I don't play these hands, okay? I don't play them. I don't open up them in that spot. Okay, so ace3, ace3 here. Ace3 is going to raise. That's interesting to know that. Okay, good. So far the situation is like this. Now let's see. Our bluffs 16%. So we will add up these spades raises with aces, right? They are very strong. So they want to raise. That was ace 8, right? Raises. Ace 7 raises. Okay, check raise. Honestly, wait a second. Did I put into my check raising range the rest of aces as well? Okay, maybe that's too much. Wait a second. Tak, okay, wait a second. Okay, first check calling range with ace 7. Yeah. Okay, I think, yeah, that's reasonable. It's too risky to raise with ace 7 of diamonds and hearts here. The opponent might have a lot of flushes and a lot of draw straights and stuff, so we'll be dominated eventually. We need some chances to survive, so after our raises. So we need to raise with very strong hands. So we're going to raise with ace 7. Actually, it is even our value raise at the moment, because this is one of the strongest combinations here. Ace 6s, what do they raise with? Oh, some of this and that. I don't raise with these. I prefer to check call my second pair. Okay, ace 3 is going to raise. Okay, as I supposed that. Okay, and look, ace 3 of clubs is going to call that. This is actually important, I think, because we can catch a running straight and we can close them in the straight and we can catch a running flush. Okay, that will become draw flush. Okay, good. Ace 2 call. Okay, this is good. Okay, so far we're good. 10-9 is going to check raise. 10-8 I don't play. Okay, so these guys, they want to raise here and call. Look, 9-9, 9-8, 8-8, 8-7. They're going to call here, except for 8-7. You see, 8-7 suited, super strong combination. It wants to check raise, right? We can give it this check raise, value check raise, I would say. It is super strong here, one of the strongest. Okay, 7-7 check raise. 6-6, you see, look at that. This is actually very interesting to know. You see, 6-6 goes into defense in order to survive on the later street, like turn. Yeah, it unblocks the opponent's 7s, so it wants to check call more. Wow, this is really nice to know that. So we will balance our bluff check raises with 7s, super strong 7s. We have a lot of super strong draw flushes that we raise with, right? And we have some fantastic top pairs that we have here that we raise with. And we're going to check call with, let's see, with 6-6. And 6-5 can check raise, can check call. Okay, this is fine. As for 5s, as you can see here, they have pure call here. This is very interesting here. Okay, good. And they even call these 3s. Well, okay, we can call this one combination of 3s to catch our straight, but we have to be careful. If the straight closes, I'm going to stay really passive kind. I'm going to play check call, because we were running the risk of running into the opponent's higher straights. Okay, perfect. So far, so good. Okay, this is very interesting to know, you see, guys. So double check sometimes with the solvers. It can help you a lot to understand. But still, I'm more on the aggressive side, especially versus passive players, right? They don't like to bet their draws. They can check back their draws till the very end of times, you know, and they don't want to earn much money, let's say. So that's fine for us. Okay, so far so good. We are here in this way. Good to know that. Okay, see you in the next video. And let me stop here.